Has righteousness become a thing of the past? Is America the new Sodom and Gomorrah? Why is it that everything that used to be against the laws of God have become lawful now? Are we living in the last days? Is the Bible, the Quran, the Torah all coming to life right in front of our very eyes? Why is it that we can have babies now in little pods and tubes and artificial wombs? You can figure out how to take a baby and grow it in an artificial womb. For what purpose? But we can't cure cancer. Why is that? We got space stations, spaceships, but we can't cure cancer. Why is that? Is righteousness a thing of the past? How did we get to the point where now on the birth certificates they're pushing for gender X? What is gender X? I'll tell you what gender X is. Gender X is basically you going to the hospital, delivering your child, and even though your child was born a young lady or a young man, a young male, young female, if you're not comfortable with God has given you, if you're not comfortable with what came from the creator of the heavens and earth, the essence, the supreme being, if you're not comfortable with what he chose for you to have, you can pretty much take it upon yourself to say, all right, this is gender X right now, because later on I'm going to transform this young man, or rather mutilate this young man or young woman and turn it into the opposite sex. Have we lost our ways? We have taken on the ways of the heathen. Is America the new Sodom and Gomorrah? Are we living in the last days? Is judgment upon us? Inquiring minds want to know. Look at the state of our people, of our youth. There was a time where junkies was frowned upon. There was shame because they was always around. But now, through the airwaves, through the speakers, through the radio, through the internet, there's a wave being pushed on our youth to make it fair seeming and cool to be junkies. Look at the celebrities. Everybody's bragging and boasting about being junkies. Have we lost our way, America? Or is this the new America? Is this what we have become? And if so, well, damn, where are we going? What's next? You know, I remember reading in the Bible where God says in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, if you catch a man indulging in same-sex relations, to kill them, the giver and the receiver, to put them to death. My question to you pastors, have y'all lost y'all way? Or is money the new religion? So being that the homosexual group or homosexual community is pretty much providing the churches with top dollar, now the number one A1 sin, A1 felony of God, the same reason where it says in the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, this is why God destroyed the earth before. So much to where that he rained fire upon Sodom and Gomorrah, to where they say Sodom and Gomorrah really is, nothing still grows there. He cursed the lands. So is God's law a thing of the past? America? Whatever happened to "In God We Trust"? You know, like when you go in the courtroom and you look over the judge's head, it says, "In God We Trust." Whatever happened to that? Have we turned our way on righteousness? Have we turned our way on the Most High? Isn't America supposed to be a Christian country? Or are we the infidels? Where are we going, people? And even more so, how are we allowing this to happen in front of our very eyes? How do we sit back and we watch our government allowing parents to take their children to a doctor at 4 years old and have a sex change? How are we allowing laws to be passed where you can actually be locked up if your child come home and say, "Mom, I'm a boy," and she's really a girl, and you say, "No, you're a boy," and you chastise your child because your child is exactly what they were born, a male or a female. There is no in between. So these are laws that's being pushed to promote sex changes on our children. What you do as an adult, you have to answer to the Most High for. But how did we allow it to get to this point where we're letting this poison trickle down to our children? America has lost its way. Or maybe it always was America. But the unrighteous, or rather the righteous, is it a thing of the past? Are we adapting to this evilness? Are we so entertained by Netflix, Hot 97, HBO, Cinemax? Are we so entertained by sports? All of the things that we entertain, that we love the most, is surrounded by the hellfire. And some of you gonna sit up there and say, "I don't believe in hell." Yes, you do. You mentally walking around right now in a state of hell. Your mind is in a state of hell. This is why you can't control your urges of what you put in your mouth, what you getting high off of. Some of you hate yourself so much that you cannot stand to be sober. You have to be intoxicated every chance that you get. And then you'll try to make people believe that God intended for you to smoke weed from sunup to sundown. We are lost as a people. We are lost as a people. Look at the mindset of us. Look at the mindset of the youth. We adults talk bad about the youth, but yet we abandon the youth. So then when they get a certain age, they call us old heads. And they don't want to know nothing about the God that you talk about. Because the first thing they say is, "Where was God when that grown man was mounting me? Where was God when that grown woman was mounting me? Or better yet, where was the parents? Where were you? Where was the community? Were we so entertained that we ignore the things that goes on right in front of our faces? Is righteousness a thing of the past? So where do we go from here, people? Will it be like in the near future? Are we to that point? Have you ever watched the movie Demolition Man? And in the movie Demolition Man, sex was a thing of the past. So what they did was put a helmet on and stood in front of each other. And the helmet actually performed the sex act without performing the sex act in their minds. This is where the future going? Where you look around on the internet, on YouTube, and you see videos like we used to watch RoboCop 30 years ago, and we seen RoboCop, we seen robots running around, and now when you look at YouTube, you see countries are building RoboCops or androids like the Terminator. They already have them. Do you see how these people put everything that they put in the movie is coming to life right in front of our faces? Do you not see where we going? This is a slippery slope. It's a dangerous path that we're taking. And we're all walking on this journey with our eyes wide shut. If we don't take the time to start telling these people in power, enough is enough, I am afraid what the future holds for our grandchildren and great-grandchildren. There is no future. Evil is the way. We live in lands where the sun can provide the earth with heat through solar panels, provide our cars with energy through solar energy, using water and electricity instead of gas. But our governments won't switch over because the gas and the oils that we're sucking the earth dry of, that lubricates the earth. The oil lubricates the earth. We're sucking it dry because money is a new form of slavery, modern day slavery. So we're living in times now where they know we're going to fight back. It's too many of us now. So what do? They put us in modern day slavery, even though the old forms of slavery is on its way back. Y'all see the pictures all over the internet. So now you a slave to the dollar bill. You got to pay for your food instead of going outside right there in the grass and growing it. Instead of farming your animals right there in your backyard where you know what you feed your animals. So when you sacrifice that bull and you put that meat on the table, you know exactly what you're doing and what you're eating. You're eating. Modern day slavery. They control the food. They control the water. They control the skies. They own all of the land. So you have no choice but to go on the plantation and work instead of going back to the wilderness and building your own house. We have the technology now. Building your own hut or whatever you want to live, whatever way you want to live. We have lost our ways. We have been robbed of our culture as a people. We have been dumped in areas where it's not suitable to live, where you can't even walk to the stores without being robbed, without being shot at. We living in project buildings where the same people that's living in the building or take a ride on the elevator instead of waiting to get off the elevator to use the bathroom, or take a piss in the shit right in the middle of the elevator with a camera pointed dead directly at them. We living in a time where in the urban areas, every block, every corner has a camera pointed in every direction. But somehow, when these children go missing, there's no footage of these missing children on these cameras. But one of these gang members decide that they want to kill another gang member, that camera is there to end both of their lives. Because once you kill somebody, the camera kills the one that's still standing by giving them life in jail. America has lost its way. Or America is back to what it's good at. Throwing rocks and hiding its hand. Land of the free? Home of the brave? I don't think so. America's the new Sodom and Gomorrah. Stolen land. Land of the slave. Modern day slavery. Back in full effect. A government that's targeting our children. Right in front of our faces, and we doing nothing. Why we don't push to keep families together? Why we don't push to keep families together, knowing that broken homes is the leading cause of why the children are running amok in the streets, because there's no fathers in the household. But yet, we'll push for the right for gay people to be together, even though nobody's trying to stop gay people from being together. I'm going to say it again. What is gay rights? Nobody's trying to stop gay people from being gay. Nobody's trying to stop gay people from having sex. So what is gay rights? What rights are gay people looking for? What is this illusionary fight, or what is this imaginary fight? What is this imaginary fight that they're fighting for? The rights of what? You have the right to eat. You have the right to sleep. You have the right to shit. You have the right to do everything that everybody else do. But y'all fighting for the rights of what? Homosexuality is taking over on our watch. Homosexuality, I thought, was the enemy to Christianity, to Judaism, to Islam, and to many other religions or spiritual ways of life. If America is a Christian country, I meant to say, I almost said company, but it is. Corporation, aka country. If this is supposed to be a Christian company, country, corporation, but we'll say country, then why is it that it's seeming like it's the land of the shaitan and we living in the last days? Why is that? Is somebody trying to pull a wool over our eyes? Are we being deceived? Is the church selling us out now? Because the homosexual group or movement give the most donations to the church? So now your pastors is accepting the very, very thing that God say he hates the most? Did the church sell us out the same way the government is selling us out? You mean to tell me you know how to give a man a vagina and a woman a penis, but we can't cure diabetes? We can't cure cancer. Do you people not see what's going on? Genocide right in front of your face. This same system that gave us syphilis and smallpox in a blanket is now pushing through them vaccines, through the foods, homosexuality. And this is why the young men are feeling like young women. Too much estrogen. This is why the young women are feeling like men. Too much testosterone. This is death by design. If you get every man to sleep with a man and every woman to perform with women, what did you just do? What did you just accomplish? You just accomplished genocide. Do you people not see what's going on right in front of your very faces? Genocide. These are not my words. These are God's word. If you catch a man and a woman and a woman indulging in same-sex marriage or same-sex sexual acts, to kill them both is what your Bible says. So now that we don't take God's laws serious enough, I guess we just wait for God's wrath, right?